Let me ask you a question. When I say church, what do you think? Do you think about division, old buildings, dust, marriage, births, weddings, ceremony? These are all the things that you can very easily associate with church. But what if the church isn't actually a building? What if it's not bound by four walls? And actually it's something much more profound. I really want to explore that and share this journey. Today I'm going to hang out with my friend Adrian Samarini. Not only is he a great guy, but he's also the minister at Gamlingay Baptist Church. So I want to take you on a journey of what it's like in his life. What's going on behind the scenes? What is church beyond four walls in a building? So our first stop is going to be the Co-op of all places. And hopefully this story of today will tell itself.
So as a church, we've been really blessed to really work with the community across the board. And so inside our local co-op, St. Mary's Church, the Anglican Church in the village, and ourselves have a box, which is allowing people to give donations. And so every week I come and collect that, and we split that in two ways. Half of it goes to the Need Project, which we support as a church, and the other half goes to St. Mary's to give to the food bank in St. Neots. So I'm just going to go head that way now and collect that stuff. And we usually get a couple bags. So the community's been amazing. They've been giving pretty much every week. And so we'll go there. Got to mask up, make sure I stay safe. Doesn't always work.
The community and surrounding areas make all the difference. Whenever people buy food, they can buy a little bit extra and drop it into the need box or the food bank box. Adrian then collects this every Thursday. The produce is then divided and split between the Need Project and the St. Neots Food Bank. Both support people in the village.
So the main stuff that is kind of needed and required is kind of that the canned stuff, tin stuff, pastas, those kind of non-perishables. Though we do often get some fresh food donated. When we get that donated, we tend to try and get it out immediately. The Need Project's really good when they receive donations. So the Need Project specifically that we work with as Gamlingay Baptist Church have different kind of arrangements with different shops and things like that, Marks and Spencers and so on. So when they get the fresh stuff, they literally get it out the next day. So we're able to bless people with some of that as well. And during this COVID time, we're really, really blessed that the Gamlingay COVID Community Support Group has also been given some grants, and they've actually been buying some fresh food to top up some of those Need Project parcels. So at the moment, we're able to provide not just the standard parcels of like pasta and milks and soaps, shampoos, those kind of things for people who just cannot afford to do it. But in addition to that, we're also topping up with some fresh food so they can actually enjoy some meat, some veg, and that kind of stuff. No meat's been given, but there's some really nice meals to be made with that. So it's a real blessing.
As we arrive at our next stop off, I asked Adrian, how can people still contribute during a time of isolation and lockdown?
So one of the things that we found is that during this time, a lot of people can't actually leave their homes but still want to donate to the Need Project, donate to the food bank. And so actually people have gotten in touch. And so we're about to go pick up from somebody who got in touch through the Facebook page, said, hey, listen, I got some donations. Could you come get them? And we said, absolutely. So we want to enable people being able to help and enable helping those that really, really need it. So we're going to go pick up some more stuff now. And then we're going to head over to the Need Project and drop everything off.
Well, some of it is food I've bought that I wanted to donate, canned goods and things like that. And some of it is from, I'm an extreme vulnerable, so I do get the food parcel. And some of it I don't need, but I would like other people who actually need it to have it. So rather than just canceling it completely, I'd just rather share what I'm getting, really. I also emailed some people in the village, and they very kindly dropped some bags off as well. So, we're just happy it's going somewhere that, people need it.
So once we get all the donations, we actually then split them up in two between the Need Project and Food Bank in St. Neots. So that's what we're going to do now. We'll drop half of it off at Hillary so that the amazing team at St. Mary's can get it off to St. Neots. And then we'll jump back in the car and head over to the Need Project.
Once we're on the road again, I asked Adrian a question. What challenges you in this area of your work?
So I think probably some of the most challenging aspects of what we do is it's hard to kind of express it sometimes, because it seems we live in a very beautiful area where most people have everything that they need, and you see it. You drive from place to place, and we deliver food parcels, and I myself, our family, we're very blessed that we have plenty, and we're blessed to be able to support and deliver food parcels to those who can afford. But I think what really hits home and really it's kind of that heart-wrenching moment is that there are so many still in our community that just can't afford. And some of that is just because of, the situation in terms of they've been made redundant, they've got no jobs and whatever it may be. And some of it's even worse. There's all sorts of stories you hear from people who are leaving partners from domestic abuse to addictions, all sorts of stuff. And so we hold this tension of living in this beautiful place and being part of the community, but also knowing that in our community there are those who are really struggling. But in the same time, it's one of the most difficult things, but it's also one of the most joyous, because actually we're being able to provide and help and love on our community. And that's from all different ways. And so we are able to love our community who has, by being able to deliver food that they are paying for, that they just can't get to because of our current situation, having to isolate. But we're also able to love on our community who doesn't have, through working in partnership with the Need Project and really building relationships. And so it's one of the most difficult aspects, I think, because it's so kind of polar opposite where we are, but it's also one of the most beautiful and amazing things about the job, about the role that we're doing.
With the current climate, a team of volunteers called the COVID Support Group has been set up. They've been taking donations to support the community also. There have been fresh food donations from the local Marks and Spencers and other places. This enables a topping up of the Need Project's food hampers. They usually have canned goods or hygiene utilities, but to be able to top up the food parcel with fresh foods and let those who are in receipt of them enjoy that goes a long way. I'm very quickly learning that church isn't as it seems. Next up, Adrian and I are heading to the local farm shop. Adrian's running a team of people from there to help deliver food to those who are isolated or can't leave their homes. Sometimes this can be 14 parcels a day. This is about supporting community and helping provide food to those who can pay for it but they can't get it. So on the one hand you have people who have very little and are borderline poverty. And on the other hand, you have people who are isolated based on the current COVID situation. They all have very different needs to be met. So after the farm shop delivery, Adrian and I head to the headquarters of the Need Project, where I meet the founder of it.
I started it 11 years ago, about 11 and a half years ago, out of the back of our church in a cupboard, and wondering if there was any need for food parcels, because at that time there was not a big need, we didn't think, but then it started off small and it's picked up to where we are now, which is quite big, massive actually.
Once I met Gordon and asked him how the project started and saw the volume of food, I asked the question, how many families or people do you help a month?
We last month, if we had to buy the food, that's the easiest way for us to work it out, we'd have spent £21,000 in 30 days. But it's getting worse. Each month, our numbers go higher and higher. progressively because of the COVID situation. Food poverty was what we started doing, obviously tackling food poverty, but now the COVID thing is creating a lot more food poverty. Unemployment's 2 million people, up 70%, so we're obviously more involved with that. More and more people fall into the poverty trap as we get out of furloughing and the COVID situation. So we're going to get a very, very, very much busier.
I find it so moving hearing Gordon talk about the need within the community. £21,000 worth of food a month donated to help those that have nothing, are on the poverty line, that can't afford what you and I take for granted. All of a sudden, church means something very different. Gordon set this project up in a cupboard at the back of a church, and now it reaches households across Bedford and Cambridgeshire. As Adrian and I went on to do more deliveries to people that needed food, that didn't have it, this day became more eye-opening than I thought. People in isolation because of the COVID being fed by volunteers from the church. People who don't have food being fed by people from the church. So much is happening across the world right now that communities are coming together. By definition, a church is a building where Christians come together and worship. But there's been such a change in society where church is everywhere. I recently saw a video where people sang songs, a blessing it was called. And this is one of the most moving things I've seen. The song really resonated something inside me. And it made me think of a story from today. Adrian had went to drop a food parcel to somebody who wasn't there. He'd been taken to hospital. But as we're leaving the estate, we stopped beside a group of older people and asked if they knew anybody that needed food. A lady there was on the poverty line, and she was desperate. She was so thankful in that moment to receive a food parcel that had been donated by other people and brought by Adrian to her doorstep. So as the day went on, we came towards our final stop, and this was a lady who benefits from the Need Project. Here are her thoughts.
It's helped myself and my son stay in isolation. It saved our lives, basically. It's given us food that we wouldn't have been able to get. I cannot get out, and we need to stay safe anyway, because we both have weak lungs, to be honest. But yeah, it's just been life-saving. It's just a miracle as far as I'm concerned, absolutely life-saving. And yeah, I've cried many times when he's come and dropped the things off. So yeah, it's just, I don't know where I'd be without it, to be honest.
It really moves me to see the church in action. It moves me to see how people can give unconditionally into a community without expectation of return. In my view, this is what church is. It's so much more than four walls. It's people that want to act and do things for others and to serve.
We pray a blessing, manna rain down from heaven. This isn't second guessing, we know that we are protected. May the peace that surpasses all understanding be our message.